Authoritarian Sociopathy, Toward a Renegade Psychological Experiment. Chapter 10. Police Brutality, An Experimental View. All the previous experiments have provided us a superb profile of those in power. We have seen that those given authority are more likely to lie, cheat, and steal with impunity, while also being harsher in their judgments of others for doing the same things. We have seen that they feel less compassion for the suffering of others. What's perhaps most disturbing is that this research shows us that the problem is not that sociopaths are drawn to positions of power, but that these sociopathic tendencies can be fostered in any otherwise psychologically healthy person by giving them authority. In other words, human nature is neither good nor evil, but essentially adaptive. If you place an otherwise good person in a role that incentivizes evil, they will adapt to their new circumstances. These experiments also provide us a profile of the obedient. Those who deeply internalize obedience to authority as a core personality trait become capable of the worst forms of torture and murder and tolerant of the worst forms of abuse. They'll even chastise those who disobey or resist authority through horizontal discipline. What the previous research does not provide is a profile of the disobedient. All of these experiments have been studies of what people are willing to do to others or willing to endure others doing to them. What hasn't been studied is what people are willing to passively witness and when people are willing to intervene. This is potentially more important data because when atrocities are committed by militarized societies, the perpetrators are usually a minority of the population and the victims are usually a minority of the population. The passive witnesses are the majority and thereby the most capable of meaningful intervention. If Edmund Burke was right, we need a psychological profile of good men and women who do something. The purpose of this experiment is to begin to create a psychological profile of those willing to intervene against corrupt authority.